Good morning, everyone. My name is Sir Jason, and I am a research teacher and a researcher. How are you? Kamusta po? I know that the quarantine period when we have to stay at the safety of our homes has not been easy, but I do hope that all the members of your family are safe and well. This morning, I am tasked to discuss with you how to develop, validate, and establish the reliability of a quantitative research instrument. So let us start. In any kind of research, data collection is very important. Bakit po? Because you would not have the results without first collecting the data. You need to collect data for you to be able to answer your research questions in your statement of the problem. Now, in a quantitative research, the widely used data collection tool is what we call the questionnaire. Questionnaire has a structured set of questions administered to the respondents. Now, if you're a quantitative researcher, through a questionnaire, you will be able to collect quantitative numerical descriptions. Why? Because a questionnaire has a predetermined list of possible answers, limiting data acquisition. Now, the questions in the questionnaire may take in different forms. Number one, it can be an open-ended question. When we say an open-ended question, this is the type of question that typically answers or typically asks the how and why of something. Okay? A dichotomous question. This is a type of question that has two possible answers. Yes or no, true or false, agree or disagree. Third one, we have multiple response question. This is a type of question that necessitates more than one answer. Mahigit sa isa ang hinihinging sagot. Okay? Number four, we have matrix question. In this type of question, the respondents are required to choose from a number of categories that determine their preferences. Example, 4, strongly agree. 3, agree. 2, disagree. 1, strongly disagree. Meaning, matrix question requires numerical scales. So the respondents are required to choose from a number of categories or from a set of numerical values that determine their preferences. And number 5, we have contingency question. This is a kind of a follow-up question provided after the respondent agrees to a certain item. So kailangan mo na mag-yes ni respondents bago siya makapagsagot sa susunod na item. So only those who have answered yes are required to answer the succeeding items. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Your questionnaire can be adopted or adapted, or ibig sabihin pre-existing na yung questionnaire na gagamitin mo, or self-made. You will make your own questionnaire. The rigor comes when you're going to create your own questionnaire or craft your own questionnaire. Now, in deciding what instrument will be used in your study, you may probably check the web or several databases for available standard measures. Now, if you find a pre-existing instrument fit for your study, please, number 1, make sure that you ask permission from the developer. And number 2, it is very important that you inform the developer of your intention of adopting or adapting his or her instrument. Okay, magkaiba po kasi yung ADOPT sa ADAPT. When we say ADOPT, you're going to adapt the entire questionnaire verbatim. Pag sinabing adapt, ADAPT, there are substantial changes na gagawin. Okay? Ano po yung mga substantial changes na yon? It's either you will add items, you will remove items, or you will change the content, most of the content ng questionnaire na yon. Okay po? Now, if you're going to adopt an instrument, ADOPT po, okay? You have to report in the method section. Number 1, who developed the instrument and when? Number 2, who validated the instrument in the validity index? Number 3, other studies that have used the instrument. Etong mga studies na to will be your source of reliability index. Or you may run your own reliability test. Kapag ang gagamitin mo naman ay adapted questionnaire or ADAPT, meaning to say may substantial changes, uulitin ko lang, it's either you will add items, remove items, or you will change most of the content ng questionnaire, you have to consider the process of developing a new instrument. Ibig sabihin po, you have to re-establish the validity and the reliability of your questionnaire. Okay po? Now, according to Radhakrishna 2007, there are steps in developing a research instrument. Okay, number one, background. This is the initial step. Okay, meaning to say the purpose of your study, the objectives of your study, the research questions and hypotheses are being examined. Ini-examine yan. You also have to determine kung sino yung mga respondents mo, yung educational level nila, yung readability level nila, and even the process on how are you going to select your respondents is also part of this step. Okay? Now, second is conceptualization. After developing a thorough understanding of your research, you will the next step is to formulate your research, your questionnaire questions. Okay? Your general statements or general questions for your questionnaire. Ano yung mga kino-consider dito? Number one, you have to consider kung saan mo i-base yung mga questions na gagawin mo. They are based on the literatures that you have reviewed, pati sa mga theoretical framework na gagamitin mo. Okay? They have to be transformed into a statement or question form. Also, at this stage, or in this step, ikino-consider din yung number one, yung link ng objective sa study mo, yung link ng question sa objectives ng study mo. Dapat the questions will be able to answer or will help you to achieve yung objectives ng study mo. Okay? Also, translation of content is established. Baka sinulat mo kasi yung instrument mo in English, pero pasasagutan mo yun sa mga respondents na hindi masyado nakakaunawa ng English language, you have to translate them in Filipino or you have to translate them in their dialect or in their language. Okay? The third is the format and data analysis step. In this step, kino-consider yung appropriate scales of measurement na gagamitin mo sa study mo. Okay? Another, kino-consider din dito yung layout, format, order ng question, font style, font size, the cover of your questionnaire, and even the proposed data analysis. Okay? And then, you have to establish the validity. Validity is established using a panel of experts and a field test. Ngayon, kung anong klaseng reliability, whether content, construct, criterion, phase, validity man yan, it depends on the objectives of your study. And the last step is, you have to establish the reliability. Okay? By doing pilot testing. A pilot test is being carried out. Okay po? Now, here's the thing. The most critical objective of data collection is ma-ensure mo na yung makukuha mong data are information rich and reliable. Bakit? Because you are going to make a decision. And these decisions are data-driven. So you have to make sure that your data are valid and reliable. How? By using or developing a valid and reliable instrument. Okay po? Now, let's have validity. Validity is the extent to which a research instrument measures what it's supposed to measure. The main concern of validity is accuracy of the result. Yung bang instrument mo doesn't measure what it's supposed to measure. Kasi nga, kailangan yung mapuproduce na result ng instrument mo will be valid. Okay? The other one is reliability. This is the extent to which a research instrument gives consistent result. If validity is concerned about accuracy, reliability is concerned about consistency. Okay? Because reliability is the degree to which a research instrument produces consistent result. It refers to whether your data collection technique would reproduce consistent findings. Dapat consistent yung result or consistent yung findings. If they were repeated on another occasion or if they were replicated by another researcher. Now, to illustrate, you want to know how much that of a chocolate cake you had last night is going to cost you in terms of weight. Kumain ka daw ng chocolate cake last night and you're very worried about your weight. So gusto mong malaman kung gaano yung tinaba mo. Okay? Now, you get a weighing scale, then you step on it. Lumabas, your weight is 64. Ay, sabi mo, medyo mataba. Parang bumigat ako ha. Parang konti lang naman yung nakain kong chocolate cake, pero parang ang bigat ko na. So what you did, you step down and then you step on again. Pag step on mo, ang lumabas na weight mo is 75. So lalo kang nag-worried kasi tumaas eh. So ang ginawa mo, you step back and then you step on again. Okay? At ang lumabas, 58. Now, let me tell you, your weighing scale is not reliable. Why? Because it is not producing consistent result. Okay po? Their weighing scale is not producing consistent result. Therefore, it is not reliable. Okay po? Now, there are factors that could make an instrument less reliable. Number one, trait of the subject. Okay po? Trait of the subject. The subject may be the one causing the inconsistent result. Oo, yung subject mo, yung nagkukause ng inconsistent result. Number one, bakit? Maybe he's not feeling well. Number two, nag-away sila ng girlfriend niya. Number three, he does not understand the survey at all. Okay? Kaya he is causing the inconsistent result. Number two, testing condition. The subject is asked to answer the survey or the questionnaire in a library. In the middle of a loud crowd. Ayan. Sa gitna ng loud crowd, nagsasagot siya ng survey niya. His answers may be different if he is asked to answer the questionnaire in a library. Okay? But then, likewise, the way the person who is giving him the instruction can cause the result less reliable. Okay? So, nakaka-apekto yung environment, pati yung way ng pagbibigay ng instruction sa respondent mo that could cause a low reliable results. Number three, chance factors. Okay? What if in the middle of your survey, yung subject mo na-disturb? Or si subject, he just randomly chooses his answer. He does not even bother to read the question. Hindi niya na binabasa, sagot lang siya ng sagot. Okay? Now, all of these things, the trait of the subject, testing condition, chance factor, they can have an impact on the subject's scores and therefore results in low reliability. So, ikaw researcher, what can you do? What can you do to improve the reliability of your measurement tool? Okay? There are several specific things that can improve reliability. Okay? Number one, sample size. Remember, the subject might have personal issues or traits, okay, that lead to lower reliability issue. Pero example, if ako lang yung respondent mo, ako lang, okay, Jason is your only respondent, that is a big deal. Pero what if Jason is just one of the hundreds of people taking your questionnaire? If that is the case, traits of the subject have less impact on the reliability of the measure. Okay? So, the greater the sample size, the better. Next, controlled testing situation. Ito na. Another common problem with measurement is it involves testing conditions. Where and when a person is testing can influence the result. Also things like, sabi ko nga, yung instructions the researcher gives to the respondent, possible din na maging cause ng low reliability. So controlling these situations means, or controlling this condition means, the researcher is making sure that as many of those issues are taken care of as possible. Okay? Number 3, reliability analysis. Okay? Now, we might nakokontrol natin yung everything sa environment natin. We might also have a large sample size. But what if we are using a survey that has questions that are badly worded and has vague language? So it is important to run a reliability analysis rather. Okay? Now, there are types of reliability analysis. We have test-retest, parallel forms, inter-rater, internal consistency. Kapag test and retest, same yung people, pero magkaiba ng oras. Same people, different times. Okay? Number 2, pag parallel forms, iba yung tao, iba yung respondents, pero magkaparehas ng oras, magkaiba ng test. So, different people, same time, different yung test. Okay? Number 3, inter-rater. Pag sinabing inter-rater, different yung people, pero same yung test. Different people, same yung test. And the most common one is the internal consistency. Different questions, same construct. Okay po? Different question, pero same construct. Again, pag test-retest, the consistency of data across administration. So, same people, pero magkaiba ng oras. Pag parallel form, consistency of data across forms or versions. Magkaiba ng tao, pero parehas ng oras, magkaiba ng test. Pag inter-rater, consistency of data across rater. So magkakaiba yung tao, pero same lang yung test. At internal consistency of data across responses. So different questions, pero same yung construct. Okay po? Now, the most common way to test internal consistency is the use of a Cronbach's alpha. Napakita ko sa inyo how to use Cronbach or how to compute Cronbach's alpha using Excel. Okay, because not all of us have SPSS. Okay po? Let me just stop sharing my screen. Then I will share another. Here we go. Okay po. On your screen is an Excel file. Okay po? For example, you have a 10-item questionnaire. Tapos, in-administer mo yung 10-item questionnaire mo sa 20 respondents. Okay po? Likert ang ginamit mo. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Ngayon, ito na yung mga raw answer nila. Okay? First thing, you have to compute for the total score. Okay? So, total score muna tayo. So, equal sign. Tapos, lagay nyo lang sum. Open and close. Select nyo lang to. You have to select that hanggang kay 10. And then close parentheses. Ayan. Nakuha na yung total. Tapos i-drag mo lang. I-drag mo lang pababa. Then it will give you the total. Okay po? It will give you the total. Next one. Let's compute for the item variance. By the way, nandito po yung formula. Here's the formula. The K refers to the number of items. VI refer to the sum of the item variances, and VT refer to the variance of total score, and alpha refers to the Cronbach's alpha value. So nakuha na natin yung total score. Ngayon, let's get muna yung number of items. Ilan yung number of items? 10. 10 ang number of items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 10. Next. Ngayon, nakuha mo na yung total score. Kailangan mo na makuha yung item variance. How? Click here, and then equal sign. Tapos, we're going to use a function. That's var.p, open and close. I-select mo lang to. Okay, tapos, close parenthesis, enter. Ayan na yung item variance mo. Then you just have to drag. Okay, you just have to drag. Ayan na. Ngayon, you have to get the sum of your item variance. So, equal sign, and then sum. Open and close parenthesis, select mo lang to. Itong item variances mo. Okay? and then close parenthesis, enter. You also have to get the variance of total score. Equal sign, tapos, gamit ng function, var.p, tapos, select mo lang to hanggang dito. And then close parenthesis and then enter. So you have your item of variances. Now, gagamit na tayo ng Cronbach alpha. Equal sign, ang sabi dito, k. So ang k natin ay equal sign is equal to 10. Okay po. 10 divided by daw, open parenthesis, 10 minus 1, close parenthesis. Multiply by open parenthesis, we have to add open here. Yeah, here. Open parenthesis, 1 minus sum of item variances. Ito lang. Tapos, divided by variance of total score. Ayan. Close in parenthesis, close in parenthesis. Okay. Yes. There you go. So we have 0.849. Okay, 0.849. Yun yung Cronbach alpha nyo. Ibig sabihin, it's great. The rule of thumb is if it is greater than 0.70, satisfactory. If it is greater than 0.80, great. Okay? Pero kapag medyo close to 1 na yung Cronbach's alpha value mo, something is wrong with your questionnaire. Nagkakaroon na ng redundancy. That's a sign of redundancy. So you have to double check and sometimes you have to revise your questionnaire. Okay po? So ayan po yung Cronbach alpha natin, 0.84 or 85 pag ni-round off po natin. So meaning to say, your questionnaire is reliable. Okay? Now, I'll share again my screen before I end. Here are the key points. Number 1, reliability is not sufficient condition for validity. Hindi porket reliable ang questionnaire mo, valid na. Okay? Hindi porket reliable ang questionnaire mo, valid na. Okay? Ulitin ko po yan ha. Kailangan, you have to make sure na valid at reliable yung instrument. Number 2, ito po yung mga types of validity. Content, construct, criterion, phase validity. Okay po? Phase validity is the least acceptable validity. It's the least acceptable validity. Hindi po dapat yan hindi lang dapat yan yung ginagamit na validity. Okay? You can have a combination, pwedeng content, phase, construct, phase, criterion, phase. Depende sa objective ng study mo. And the third one, an instrument needs to be both reliable and valid. All valid tests produce reliable data. Okay? So, kailangan ma-establish yung validity and reliability of your questionnaire. Okay? Maraming pong salamat for tuning in sa ating free webinar on the topic developing of research instrument, development, validation, and reliability of a quantitative research instrument. If you have any question po, you may comment down below sa comment box, or you may send me a personal email at jnivera3@gmail.com, or you may send me a personal text message at 0921-814-1400. Once again, this is Sir Jason A. Nivera, and have a great day ahead. Thank you po.